Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Fair Flow. Your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. Drake says, yo, 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 what's going on, Drake? Alex, the sergeant's in the building, Dr. Falcone, my girl Jill, K-Rob, Keith, Nancy, Neil, Osborne, rocking it out today. Scott McKay's here, Tony's here, Sharon and Donnie Baldwin. Yeah, what a beautiful day. Hope you're doing great. Okay, we had some movement out there today. Let's talk about it. And this was one of the most profitable days of the year for me. And it all kind of just worked out that way, I guess. So we'll talk through it. We'll look at it. And before we dive too far, and I want to make sure that we go look at some futures as well. So with SPY, we obviously made lower lows. We've been talking about it all week, just saying, hey guys, it's here, it's happening. And pretty much what we're looking for now is a little bit of a rest. So tomorrow, most likely, I have no idea what to expect. I'm totally ready for anything. But based on the volume, we'll probably have some type of inside day candle tomorrow. Last time we had volume similar to this, back over here in October, we had a really big volume on the SPY. And then you got a little bit of a gap up and an inside candle. Tomorrow is quadruple witching day, which means options of all types are expiring tomorrow. And I do have some that are going to be, I do have one that was going to be expiring, some tomorrow, so we'll talk about those as well. But we'll just have to see. I mean, with the SPY, anything is possible. We're up a little bit post-market right now. I think the selling is going to slowly falter just a bit. And again, the big question, of course, will be how will this retest react? And that part I don't know. We will retest, even if it's just 2 or 3 days of sideways movement. I do want to let everyone know, if we do trade sideways for 3 or 4 days or something and then go lower, we have all the room to go lower. All right? So don't think we're too extended. Just get that out of your head. There's no such thing in a bearish market. We can just keep on crushing. Okay? So if we have, tomorrow we rest and Monday, the market closes early, so there's no market on Tuesday, and next Wednesday we open up and we're starting moving again, hop on. And, is this going to be the absolute bottom? Maybe. I doubt it. I'll be looking to play the kind of the blue rotation where, we trade up a little bit higher, bounce our head around a few things, and then most likely roll over. But again, just letting you all know, we don't even have to go that far. We just trade an up day, 1 or 2 days in a row, and then just start breaking down again, hop on. Okay, type in a 1 if everyone's cool on that. Just want to make sure you know that there's no need to say, oh, we're too extended. When bear moves get going, it don't matter. Okay? Now, let me hop over here to the E-minis and kind of show you what I'm looking to do in the next hour. We do have some dinner planned here in Nashville to kind of celebrate the end of the year. And so I'll be leaving at about 5:52 or so, maybe a little bit before there, my house. I might do a futures trade right before we go. But here's the 15-minute chart on the E-minis and the level I'll be looking for if I get a chance to do one. I don't know if it will shape up. It may or may not. I don't know. But my thing is I'm going to look for a little bit of a pop, a retest, and then a bounce. If we get something like this, I'll kind of be looking at playing it bullish. We'll see. I'm not saying it has to happen that way. That's just kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little bit of a move higher and then a little bit of a pullback, and then I'll look to go long. Again, it may or may not occur, but that's just what I'm looking for. And last night, here's the 5-minute chart. So was it last night, Robert? I feel like things have happened so quickly already. So last night, this was one of the cheeky little games here on the E-minis. It was an entry with this little breakout right here, pullback right there, and a stop down here, and exited right here for pretty much almost an R. That was yesterday on the E-minis. And the funny thing is, right here, I said, you know what? Let me think about going long. And I did not. I did not go long. But the ironic part is I should have shorted once it broke this candle right there. Very nice shave top candle. Beautiful support. I mean, that would have been just a cataclysmically strong bearish trade. Could have made a few points on that one, but I didn't. So anyway, usually when I trade futures is at night, and at least that's the most recent event. If I come over here to the hourly chart, you can see they got a nice hammer candle, a decent amount of volume, so it looks pretty good. So yeah, that's what I got in the E-minis. That's what I'm kind of looking for. And my buddy Jay Berman was looking at going long. Let me find out where Jay is. Gotcha. Pretty candle, I agree. So he was looking at going long pretty much after this high wave, entry down here, stop down here. So I'll be looking for that. Otherwise, we'll kind of get into some stocks today and figure out what we got going on. But today is Thursday. Sharon's reminding me, so thank you, Sharon, for the reminder. It's very easy to lose track of what day it was after a day like today. Let me first just go ahead and dive in to some of the newer trades, and I'll just go ahead and start hopping into them. I posted on Slack. I also emailed everybody. I did exit all of the swing trades today because they were profitable. So Best Buy did have a beautiful retest, and so this was what I drew yesterday, this pink line. So I drew this yesterday. We did have a nice little retest. I turned off the extended hours. The first hour or two, and then we did roll over, made a little bit of a lower low. But I did exit those. Wasn't a huge profit, about 0.7 Rs almost on the option. But we got the timing of the entry absolutely spot on, which was wonderful. And yep, so that was, so we're out of Best Buy. Fully out. I'm actually out of all swing trades, and that probably won't be in any more swing trades for the rest of the year. Official ones, at least. So that's Best Buy. Quick little trade, nice profit. Done. So that was BBY. And then UAL. If you want to continue holding UAL, you are more than welcome to. So again, this is entirely your call, totally your decisions as far as trading is concerned. But that was actually not that bad of a trade. We had a good entry. It could have been a little bit better, but almost got stopped out. UAL did end up rolling over, did get out of United, and locked in about 0.45 Rs, almost a half an R on that one. And that was mostly because we legged into a good, we legged into it at a good price. That was mostly the reason that UAL worked so well. If you're looking at playing UAL again, my thought process would be that's totally fine. Just look to short a pullback on UAL. So let me delete all the lines, and I'll do this drawing again. So again, if you're looking at playing United, I think you could short it around 86.63 and look for another rotation down. I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just saying if you want to play it, that makes sense. So that's United. The one I'm a little sad about, I did get out of Dropbox a tad early. This maroon arrow shows where I got out of Dropbox. It was actually kind of funny. So I did get out of Dropbox, but man, like, I should have zoomed in and looked at it. I got out of Dropbox like right here. And if I looked at the 5-minute chart, I probably would have said, man, I don't know. Let me see if this thing holds. Because once that support broke down, that was it. This thing flushed. So I left about an R on the table on Dropbox, which, is not terrible, but not bad. So, I mean, we made a profit on it, but definitely left a little bit out there on Dropbox. If you're still in it, beautiful. I say you could take your stop and realistically put your stop above the high of today because there's no real reason for it to break that. So it shouldn't really break above the high of today on Dropbox. If you wanted to take a stop, give me a second. Okay. So if you want to take a stop and put it above here, you're more than welcome to. But again, I'm fully out of Dropbox, totally done, all the way out. Julian says, I did the same in Target and AAL swing trades today. Hey man, you made money on those. So again, I mean, you're always going to leave a little bit of money on the table, right? That's okay. We're always going to leave some. But if you did well, you locked in a profit, especially after 8 bearish days in a row on the broader markets, it's okay. Not that big of a deal. So Dropbox happened. Weight Watchers, what a beautiful move Weight Watchers was. And Bob says he played this one with puts and got out for 2 R's and some change. Weight Watchers was a really nice one. Gorgeous rollover. And again, had a nice little lower low. So that was nice on Weight Watchers. Fully out of that one as well. And that's Weight Watchers. Let's see, Carvana was the other one. So this one is one that we set up yesterday. Talk about feeling the flow. I'm on fire right now, which is a very good thing that the holidays are coming up. Very good thing the holidays are coming up because I'm sure that I would just start slowly collapsing on myself. The markets are always designed to humble you, right? When you start getting a good flow going. But guys, got this one, 10 cents to the high of the day. 33.80 was the high, 33.90 was the high. Our entry was 33.80. Almost got it to the exact penny. Did get out of Carvana again today and left a little bit of money on the table on that one, but that's absolutely okay. Ash took this one. She played this one really well. Not my Ashley, but Ash in the trading room. And yeah, so that was a good one on Carvana. Small gain, but I'll take it. Really good entry. And again, the reason that I got out, folks, was because part of my plan says if I'm up on all my swing trades, especially as it's near the end of the month, and especially if the market is either up or down a lot of candles in a row, just go ahead and take the profits. And that's just what I did today. So nothing too crazy, but just throwing in some good strings of winners and certainly felt well-deserved for a lot of you. So congrats for holding in strong. But yeah, Carvana, got that one to the penny. That was nice. Okay, I think that's it as far as the updates. Now, 2 other, let me add Apple and then 3M. So Tesla, since today is Transportation Thursday, this was the analysis that I did on Tesla. I was like, all right, guys, we're probably going to break down, trade down, bounce, and then maybe rotate down again and then bounce lower. I don't know exactly how far we're going to go down on the secondary flush, but it most likely will occur. So many of you actually are in some bear call spreads up there around 395, 400. A few people have different setups. And Julian says, I got out of my spread for 70% premium. Woo! Nicely done, Julian. Another spread profit for you, my friend. Good job. So yeah, so Tesla, a bunch of bearish candles in a row. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So guess what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, again on Tesla. We're starting to get premium back at this $120 mark. So my buddy Scott's in the February put sale at 245. I don't love Tesla that much, but I do love Tesla at 120. I said the same thing about NVIDIA. I agree. I did say the same thing about NVIDIA, and I bailed on NVIDIA, but I like Tesla more than I like NVIDIA, even though NVIDIA does pay dividends. I just like the company. I think you guys all get the thought process. I do think Tesla can go a little bit lower, especially if we close below these 200 simple moving averages. So we'll break that. It'll be a retest, and then we could go all the way back down to 240. So I'm not saying we won't. It seems a little weird to do that, but hey, we've been trading in this channel so strongly. So why not? Why not just trade all the way back down to 245? Now remember, this is a put sale for February at 120. So I don't mind buying this one back. This did fill at $1.20. And I've done put sales on this one before down here at this level. So that's 1%. And again, that's 200 points away on Tesla, which with the market the way it is, could it get down there? Sure, I guess it's technically possible, but I don't know. If we really get down to 120 on Tesla, I'll probably just bite the bullet and buy some shares down there. Put some shares February. I do believe that's, you know, over a few holidays, you know, so we're going to get a little bit of theta. So we'll see. It's going to have some time. Definitely it's going to take a little bit, but 120, just letting you all know, some put sale premium down there. And let's see how we interact with these perfectly sideways moving averages. Per Mr. Squiggles, we should bounce a little bit, trade up into about 326, then roll over for some more. But right now, if you're either trading Tesla, you're day trading it, or you're selling option volatility. You could also be swing trading it, but it's, I mean, just ride it up and ride it down, I guess. It's very interesting what Tesla's doing. Okay, Apple, I'm going to leave this one open for a bit. This is a put sale that where'd it go? Wonder why it's not here. 130 put sale on Apple for January. So am I crazy to start talking about put sales again? Maybe. But I was looking for a $1 limit on this one, and I'm going to leave it open until it fills. It very well might not, but I think I'm okay if Apple gets down to 130, because remember, it was at 230 a month and a half ago. Let's call it 2 months. 2 months ago, it was at $230. So it's selling off 100 points is pretty strong. So Falco got $1.35 for the 135 put sale. Again, this is for January, so it's not an outrageous amount of distance as far as where we are. So this is the first, you know, this is actually not even a naked put technically, since I have some protective puts anyway. So this is just actually just financing some more of them. So that's okay, because I do have some protective puts on Apple, and 154.12 is my target, and I'll exit some of those puts on Apple, and those are long term, so I'm not counting those for anything at all. But if we make it down to 141.88, that's, I mean, that'll be almost 100 points. That'll be a massive, massive move. Let's see here. We're talking, if we make it down there, right? We're talking 38%. And that would fall in line with the 3 most recent recessions that Apple has had. 2013, 2015, and 2008. So certainly not saying it will happen, but congratulations. We tried buying Apple off of the 200 simple moving average. The 100 simple moving average on the weekly. It got downgraded the day that we bought it. And since then, you know, we got stopped out the same day, and then it just rolled right over. So, whew, beautiful. Beautiful rollover. So anyway, next stop, 154.12, and then 141 and some change. I think if you're doing some put sales, could Apple get down to 130? Sure. Is it going to happen until January? What's most likely going to happen is I'll probably end up buying those back. Falco will buy his back, and if I get filled, I'll buy those back. As if, you know, if Apple, let's say, retest 161 and we can buy them back, we will. But anyway, that's pretty much it on AAPL. The other official trade that I want to update you all on is 3M. And 3M, this is the weekly chart on 3M. And I forget the exact, well, I don't Give me 1 second, I'll tell you. December 8th, I believe. This was December 8th. 210, 220 January bear call spread, which right now is looking pretty toasty. And my plan was to get into a 180, 175 later, a bull put spread. But what I did as of today is actually hop into a much lower spread, which does not mean it's going to work, but it does mean that I'm pretty comfortable on it. Wow, today's the 20th? Okay. 170, 165 January bull put spread. So that has now happened as of today. And why in the world would I do that? I'm really just trying to see if it's going to bounce off of the 200 simple on a weekly chart. So my alert is 170. I guess I'll make it 178.95. Seems reasonable. So unless we get down there, I really won't worry about the 170, 165. And even if we do from there, I'll just kind of watch it. Could that become an issue? Absolutely. Will it? You know, I don't know. That was 48 cents of premium, so not bad. Definitely not bad. For 18 points away, you know, 10%, another 10% drop on 3M. Pretty strong company, relatively speaking. So, you know, we'll see. Let me go look at the monthly chart, see if there's anything on the monthly. Monthly looks a little bit bearish, but yeah, there's your 50 EMA on the monthly. So, I mean, if it closes and we really just start just shredding down to bear town, I could always unravel if I need to. I'm pretty comfortable with unravels. I'll have the bear call spread, which will work just fine. And I'm willing to hold through this one again because 170 is pretty far down there. So we'll see. That's the update on 3M. A lot of other updates coming though, and I have Nike on the list today. I definitely got to put Square on the list for today. Let's go look at Polaris. And bottom line, I just missed Polaris. I missed this one. This is how I wanted to set it up. And it all derived from this wicked pair candle pattern. I really do love wicked candle patterns. So there's your wicked candle pattern right there, back to back. And then you actually gapped up the next day. So that was even easier. So I should have just done a stop market 82.96 by 88.21, but once that broke, it just never retested. So, you know, could we bounce from there and retest? Absolutely. I mean, will we? I don't know. But here's your long-term moving averages. Those look good, I guess. Here's the monthly chart. Yeah, we'll wait on Polaris. Simple as that. It's just going to be a wait now. No big deal. Missed it. Move on. iRobot. So I originally had this one on the list because we were planning on potentially exiting iRobot, but we did get out at 82, which was a nice little trade, and it did go down a little bit farther. So we could have gotten another R and a half out of IRBT. Thought about it, didn't do it, no big deal. So iRobot, we're fully out of that one. And obviously the question is, what do we do now? Are we going to bounce? I mean, a lot of people are looking to play the bounce. I get that, understand that, I can appreciate that. You know, I'm definitely not saying we're not going to bounce by any means. I do, in fact, I think we will have a little bit of a bounce over the next few days. But if you're playing it, just play it, you know, play it quickly. And either play it very, very quickly or very, very, very long term. Like you're like, all right, I want to be in iRobot and this is a great spot to buy and I'm going to be in it for 5 years. Okay, cool. You can add a little bit of position here. No big deal. Day trades, I mean, sure. Tomorrow we gap up. I'll probably be looking for bullish trades tomorrow. I'll probably abandon my bear hat for most of the day. And I have 1 R to risk tomorrow. Because my plan says if I ever have a really good day, then be super cautious the next day, especially if the next day is a Friday. especially if that Friday is option expiration Friday. Because things kind of get just a little weird on option expiration Friday. Ricky says, me too. I think we're bullish tomorrow. Yeah, I think so. Even if it's just a little bit. Keith says, can you define really good? I can. Anything over 3 R's for me is really good. 3 R's or better is really good. And today's was a 7R plus day. So today was one of the most profitable days of the year for me. So yeah, really good. That's just my definition. Some people might, you could always increase it to have more, but I pulled a Ricky Cadan today, Rick. I did my best impression of you, man. Yeah, Ricky's he's acting like he's impressed with 7 R's, even though that's, you do that in your sleep. Go to sleep, wake up, 7 R's richer. All right, so that's iRobot. Nothing crazy on that one. QD. It's retesting. I mean, I wanted to see if it was going to retest. Am I bottom fishing again? You caught me red-handed trying to pick a bottom again on another stock, and I guess it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to keep waiting on QD. Had a nice gap, had a nice run, good volume, but I'm just going to leave that one alone for right now, guys. UXIN. So my boy Bob was playing UXIN. Look at these movements. Again, when you're talking about volume like this, I mean, that is amazing volume. And again, I missed this limit buy. I didn't set up this trade. I did the analysis like this. I just didn't set it up because of my 18-hour rule. Brutal. Brutal. So the question is, will we get a shot at this one again? I think so. But remember, this volume, the volume that came in really on this one white soldier, and then it had an inside day. What I would encourage you, if anyone out there wants to get a little bit better at volume, go back and back trade UXIN on the daily and the hourly. Because right now it seems obvious what it did, but just look at this. Just look at the sentiment of this candle. Look at that. Erase all the other candles and just let that burn into your brain. Look at that volume. Whoo! Man, I mean, come on. Plus, it has a big upper shadow. So you're thinking, okay, well, if it breaks that upper shadow, I mean, why not? Right? And then the next candle is an inside day. Now, I get it. This is all hindsight. But remember, if you can figure out one time what it's doing, you can do it again. If you know what something's going to do once, you can apply it twice. And I just did not see this on this day. I didn't see UXIN until this day. And at that point, I wanted to do an entry here with a stop there. That's all I want. But look at it again. Look at that volume, even more volume. And then the next candle didn't trigger. Right, next candle didn't even trigger that pullback. And so I was like, okay, I had to set up another trade. And then that was the next candle. You know? And look at that volume. It's even more. It's even more volume. So now you're like, okay, it's going to retest something. And that's where I set it. I was like, okay, here's how I was going to play it, right? Buying this gap. And it was just my 18-hour rule that caught me on that one. So all is fine. This is a really good one. That was a really fun one to trade on the hourly chart. If you want to go in and kind of practice it, it was kind of exciting to see this breakout and all that kind of good stuff happen. Anyway, all right, so cool. So what's going to happen now? Well, realistically, I think we're going to retest kind of back in this area, and I'd like to see something like this happen. It's likely going to throw in some wicks to trap some people who have their stops too tight, maybe below the 20. but I think 491 should be good. Lockup expires on December 24th, so that's next week. And once lockup expires, I think you can get a little bit of selling from there, and maybe we'll see some bouncing. But with that volume that came in, I'm quite confident UXIN will go higher. It's just too much volume. Too many excited buyers. So anyway, that's my little takeaway on that one. Next on the list is NIO, which has done absolute zilch. Zilchamundo. And I don't know about you guys, but I'll always remember this candle is the candle that I locked in an entire $13 of profit with half an hour of entry, and then the next day it just absolutely died on me. So, you know, great win. That's the thing, is it definitely wasn't a loss. I'll take a $13 win every hour of every day as opposed to any loss. It's dumb as it sounds, but I was like, yeah, I mean, it was, I don't know, I just didn't feel it. Ricky says you earned yourself a burger. Throwing a little bit of a snag on the Bobby. Eating some snags. Ricky, is it true or false? They eat a lot of kangaroo in Australia. I'm pretty sure it's true, but that's just the rumor they hear over here in the States. I don't have any problem with it, by the way. So if I'm over, when I come over to Australia, we hang out. I want to have some kangaroo. I've only had it once. I think they're just, why not? I don't know. It's kind of like cows over there, or sheep, I guess. Ricky says we eat our emblem animals. We do too, man. The turkey, you know. The only thing Americans can't eat are bald eagles. Other than that, we'll pretty much eat whatever. Salmon, trout, bear, moose, elk, turkeys, pigs. Anyway, random tangent, but I'm ready. Marion says it tastes like chicken. I bet. Oh, man. All right, so that's NIO. Pretty much just going back down, and we'll see. Ricky says, man, I got to come over there and eat me some bear. You got to. It's delish. All right, next on the list, CSX. This has been one that I also have missed. But you all know there is a real-life trader out there. She's been trading with me since day one, and all she does is trade CSX. She's very quiet. She only emails me. She's not on Slack. She always will remain anonymous, but all she does is make money almost every day on CSX. It's incredible. Her past husband was a train conductor on CSX, and so she got a lot of shares, and so she has the dividends. And just, man, every other few days I just get these text messages, like these string of texts on how she played CSX. I'm like, good grief. And by the way, that was even when it was doing absolutely nothing. This is her stock. This is her company. Even back in here, like 2015, 2012. I was trading CSX. Look at this channel in 2012. I can't believe I've been trading this long. This is weird. This channel on CSX, I mean, that was a 10% channel. Legendary, for sure. All she does is trade CSX. So anyway, she got out bearish today, and she's looking for a retest of about 64.5, I believe, and that'd be right near the 50. So yeah, if that happens, great. And if not, no big deal. But that is if you go to a weekly chart on CSX, I don't know what you guys call that. I'm calling that a double top. So keep an eye on CSX. She could drop a little bit more. Here's Big Lots, ticker symbol BIG. And Big Lots. Whew. Not looking very big right now. Talk about a choppy stock, by the way. Look at this weekly chart. Man, you got to have some skills to play to big lots. Look at it. Just chop, chop, chop. Bam, 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 bam. Medium lots soon. Oh, man, that's rich. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, man. Just a gap down and a continuation. And the craziest part is, why did I not go bearish? Because we played this one bullish. A lot of you guys might remember. We made a little bit of money on it. But I should have shorted it, even if it was just 10 shares, 20 shares. A 20 share short, we'd be looking at 50 bucks of a gain. No, more, no, sorry. More than that, that'd be 10. Yeah, more than that. Just even a small little, just a tiny little dose. So what's big lots going to do? I mean, you're coming into a support. What I could say is, based on the volatility of this thing, it would be fun to trade if you get a gap up or something. So right now on big lots, I guess I'm just waiting it out. If you're in bearish, start looking to buy to cover and exit your profits. And but big lots probably going to zero at some point. Waste management, a bullish candle today, a little strong. So waste management, we talked about it yesterday. I said that we got ourselves pretty choppy, let it flash down to the 200 and bounce. That was my analysis as of yesterday. And as of today, I mean, that's pretty much what it did. So I don't really see a whole heck of a lot of movement from here. I mean, we trade down to the 200 and bounce. So this is the 5-minute chart. And I didn't play this, but there's your one white soldier candle from the heavens. And then it just kind of popped and, you know, had a little bit of a little bit of a bullish pop off the 200. So, I mean, at this juncture, if you're looking at playing it bullish, I get it. The best case scenario would be a gap above the high of this candle. And, you know, off to the races she would go. Okay, that's waste management. Next on the list is Nike. Uh-oh. Nike gapping up on earnings. All right. Showing a little bit of life. Nike. I did not play this. I have no position in Nike, but look at the retest that we're posting. Just right down to the old resistance, new support, and then we're gapping up. Nike's going to fade so hard. Oh, man, it's almost going to be comical. Oh, boy. Fade. I'm interested to see what Blake thinks about this tomorrow. He'll probably go bullish on it and probably make money because he's Blake Anderson. But I'm just going to draw a little bit of a box, and we'll see what it does. I mean, if it breaks higher, that's fine. It's a good gap. Let me just come out front and say that. It's a really good gap. So it could easily run up to the 200 simple. Easily could run into 74.51 and then roll over. We will see. We'll see how it opens tomorrow. It's going to be a lot about the open, but that's an interesting gap. It is a bullish gap and go. A lot of people are going to go long on Nike tomorrow. They're going to think, oh, this is it. This is the bounce. The market's recovering. Nike, big company, S&P 500 player, and we'll see. I think it's just going to fade right on down. That's just how the market's been. The market's been mean and brutal recently. Why in the world will that gap hold? I do not know. I don't think it will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely going to watch it. Let me put in my notes for tomorrow. Where are my notes? Here they are. So notes. Is tomorrow really Friday? Friday morning, you guys sure? Okay, Nike. All right, I got it. Next on the list is Alcoa. And ticker symbol Alcoa, just doing some crazy things. Now, this one is interesting. I was actually very bullish on Alcoa since this candle, and then it all changed on that candle. One candle can change everything, right? Look at that gap on the weekly chart. Can you imagine buying at 60 on Alcoa and just getting your kneecaps ripped off? Look at that. That was at 62.35. The low of that candle was 54.41, and it opens at 54.56. So you're opening below the low of the week. Oh. Ricky says, I know people that did. I heard. I've heard. By the way, message me about when we can chat about that tomorrow. I got some time tomorrow. We might be able to make that happen. But yeah, Alcoa, I mean, just straight up gap and go. And then once this support broke down, here's the funny thing. With analysis, it's so interesting how simple it is after the fact. And the cool part about that is it really reinforces to me to just try my best to be more patient if I really like the setup. Look at this close below support and look at this retest. I mean, SPY could do exactly that. I'm not saying it will, but just close, retest, roll over, retest, break down, and then this is where it gets fun. That's the thing about a bearish move. None of this right here is fun. This is fun. Now, if you short at the retest, then it's fun. But even holding through this entire week of a retest, if you shorted at 39.53 or the stop up here, holding through this candle right here and this candle right here would be tough. That's a month, by the way. One whole month of waiting. So that's why entries can be really important. The higher you sell at, the easier it is to hold. Anyway, tangent. Daily chart, trend is bearish, short the rip, going down to 17.37. Next on the list is Activision Blizzard. And Activision was up today with volume. I would love Activision to open tomorrow at 48.65. I don't think it will. It does look like it's gapping up very small post-market. This is an interesting one. I did attempt to play. Well, I didn't attempt it. We played it, and it just didn't work. I'm going to throw Activision on the list tomorrow morning just in case it does gap a little nicely, because with a bullish day like today, I kind of like a little bit of a gap up if it can show some strength. I might day trade it tomorrow. I'm not saying I will, but I'll keep a close eye on it. And let's just find out what she does. Okay. Kors. Michael Kors, K-O-R-S. Another retail company that's just getting mangled. Oh my gosh. Look at this weekly chart. These retails are, this is next level tough. I mean, imagine the employees holding shares, and you're going from 34 to 70. I'm rich. Back to 30 within a year, for the most part. Oh. And so obviously the big question is it going to go back down to 33 and then bounce? Here's my only thought on retail. The only way I go long on retail is if it's in a good bullish trend, or I love the company and I love the product and I want to take a little bit of a dabble. I want to take a little bit of risk and have some position, and it's a small position, and just tiptoe in. And then you have some, and then you see if it goes higher. The number 2 caveat to that is it almost must pay dividends to play retail. And off the top of my head, Costco, Target, Walmart. And that's not even straight up retail. Kind of is, but you know, it's not Tiffany's or anything like that. Man, it's tough. So again, if I was playing cores, I mean, are you buying down here? It's like, if you are, just do it softly. Put your pinky toe in. Because I agree, it would have some type of snapback. I mean, here's the Bollingers. Look at the Bollingers. That's getting ridiculous. It's starting to pull away from the band. So all I can say is a gap up, any type of good gap, any type of trap, and this would be a phenomenal play. Then you could add to your position. But right now, oh man, it's tough. Tough. All right, NTAP. NetApp. Oh, technology company going down the tubes. When did this close? How did I miss this? How did I miss NetApp closing below this candle? There's just been too many things to look at. Oh, man. I mean, come on. This pivot, there's no need for that pivot to be taken out. And you throw in that nice lower shadow. It's like, okay, you're trapping people. You got me. Good try. And then it closes below that candle. Give me a break. Inside week? Oh, man. Brutal. Like, that is short city. Good news is it just hit the 100 simple on a weekly. Okay. So is it going to bounce? Good question. And I don't know the answer to that. But if I was looking at playing this one, I actually might put this on the list. You know what? I'm going to put this on the list for tomorrow. It probably won't open, but if it gapped up about 58.66, I'd ride that train. Bouncing off the 100 simple on a weekly should be good. Falco says, that's how Ricky knows when to short, when all of his friends are buying. Yeah, that's how you know. That's the indicator. So U.S. Steel is going the way of Alcoa. And I agree. I did think this was going to bounce off of 30, and I tried it once or twice, but it just never worked. And then it never bounced, and it broke the trend line. So U.S. Steel, I mean, it was a big Trump rally stock, and we can see that it rallied up into Trump getting elected, and then when he got elected, it just tore off. We made good money on U.S. Steel right here. It was fun. And then whatever the heck this was happened, and I got put some shares, and that sucked. And then I got called away around here somewhere and never got back in. Day traded, swing traded a few times, but this trend is just Plowtown bearish. Look at this thing. Yeah, you're short and pullbacks on U.S. Steel. How low is it going to go? I do not know. So I mentioned Target earlier, and again, Target's not bullish right now by any means. But this is the one that we missed on a swing trade by pennies. Would have exited today. And we're gapping up a little bit on Target. And this is a company that, you know, longer term, it pays dividends. It's a little choppy. It's certainly not pretty, but I've used Target. I know how they make money. And if we trade back down to 56.21, I would consider it. It wouldn't be a high degree of certainty on my list, but it wouldn't be ostentatiously terrible. So Target hanging out down here, doing its thing, chilling. I mean, they have good numbers. I do kind of like the gap up. 62.34. Yeah, that could be a good gap. Check out this hourly. So this hourly chart, if it gaps above 62, wow, 62.34 on the nose. That would be a very, very nice move. So what I want to do is my thoughts on Target. Let me also show you how I played it today for a day trade so that we can all make fun of me together. This was a 3-minute chart. And this is what I was looking at. So remember, I missed the swing trade by a few pennies on Target. And when I saw this candle come in, I thought to myself, oh, wow, I'm going to get an opportunity to go bearish on Target and make that R that I wanted to make on the swing trade. So when it broke, I shorted a limit sell, had a stop right here. This is the 3-minute chart. For whatever reason, didn't lower my stop right there and got stopped out for a 1R loss right here. And that was my trade on Target this morning. Now, the best part of the day is look at this support. So you get a Marbozu candle, we retest, we go a little bit higher, retest, double bottom, you know, come back down, trade sideways, and then just crush it. I should have gotten back in. What I should have done. But I didn't. That's when the market was kind of rolling over. I was in square. I guess I was happy. I was content. And that was the trade that I lost on Target today. Day trade tomorrow is a possibility. And good job, Julian, making some gains on Target on the put trade. And sorry we missed that swing trade, folks, but all is okay. So I'm going to leave Target alone for right now. Urban Outfitters, URBN. So Urban, another one that's just been getting pounded. And it is closing, it closed below the low of this hammer candle, and we're retesting it. Those are the only things holding up Urban. 100 and 200 simple on a weekly chart. If we break 31.77, close below there, retest it. Woo! Woo-wee! Ain't gonna be good. I don't have any positions on Urban, but that volume today, I don't know, guys. Retail right now, just the market in general. I'm not saying it can't ever recover, and I have shopped at Urban Outfitters. I think the vast majority of their stuff is overpriced and a little too tongue-in-cheek for me, but that's a great name for a retail store. Tongue-in-cheek. Oh, that's even better. That's a great name for a retail store. You're welcome to steal that, whoever wants it. I guess it'd just be a store full of puns on t-shirts. Falco says, that's where you bought your Jinko pants? No, I bought those at TJ Maxx. Yeah. Tony says, we found your real calling. Pretty much. Oh, Ken Freeman says it should be a restaurant. Even better. That's a great idea. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, I think Urban Outfitters is about to go lower. All right, next on the list, welcome to Southwest Airlines. Here's ticker symbol LUV. And Southwest, this is the daily chart. I know it sounds crazy. I was going to set up a bracket trade on Southwest for the weekly options newsletter and decided against it because I was like, man, people are going to make fun of me for setting up a bullish trade because there's going to be one bullish and one bearish. Now I was going to say, I have no idea what it's going to do, but this is what I'm going to set it up as, because if this hammer breaks on Southwest Airlines, get wrecked. And it did. So I didn't even finish writing in. I was like, man, people are just going to laugh at me for going bullish. I'm not even going to do it. And then the problem with it just going just bearish, if I was going to go just bearish, was it was at the 200 simple on a weekly. So, you know, there was some bullish reasonings there, I guess. So what I'm going to look for at this point on Southwest, you guys ready for this? I'm about to look for some bearish plays on my boy Southwest here. That is, whatever pattern you want to call that, it ain't bullish. Yep, so we're gonna, I mean, the unfortunate thing is, I get it that we're about to be apart from each other for 2 whole weeks, but I'll still be in Slack. I'll be around, but after tomorrow, the next trading room will be January 7th. So anyway, Southwest Airlines, short pullbacks, a little bit of a longer term move. Ricky says you're in long-term puts on shares. Sorry, you are in long-term puts on shares. I'm about to be. Yeah. I do love Southwest long-term, so yeah, it's about to happen. Okay, here's Lockheed Martin, LMT. And Lockheed, whoo, Betsy, at the 200 simple on a weekly. Now, here's the funny thing. Lockheed Martin is just, I mean, come on. Look at that move. That was ridiculous. And it's got room to continue down. I don't think it necessarily will, but it's been just absolutely getting torn to shreds right now. So let's see if Lockheed Martin can trade sideways for a little bit and then break through that 200 simple and then kind of play it from there. We already looked at UAL earlier today. United, we've already talked about that one. So we got 3 left. Verizon. I had some traders play Verizon, and you did it better than I did if you got in bearish. I did day trade it, so it wasn't a full miss, but this analysis was next level on Verizon. This is the candle that just trapped all of the bulls, and this was us getting skipped on the option. Man, I'm sure someone out there, I don't know of anyone, but I'm sure someone bought puts anyway, just said, hey, it's too good, and got in. Now, the interesting thing is, it is at an interesting level because we did go a little bit lower. I could see why some people would buy here. So my thoughts on Verizon would be, believe it or not, a little bullish just based on where we're at. I like the pullback. I think it's a good look, and I could see why it would bounce here. This close is really bearish. There's no denying that. So most likely, if you are in long, just plan for this as your worst case scenario. Plan to buy puts on a retest just in case. If you're getting in long here on Verizon, I can understand. I do understand why you would. It makes sense. All right, so Square. Michael Clark got 1 penny away from getting the guest closing price on Square today. Square was the day trade of the day. I've been talking about this all week long. Been waiting for Square to do exactly what it did today, which was gap down. And it did, finally. I got a lot of call sales. Those are going to expire worthless tomorrow. And the put sale, I probably am going to buy back tomorrow for a loss. I'll be letting everyone know when it is, but I'm gonna take an L on Square tomorrow, most likely. And then I'm gonna buy some more puts and write it down to where it's going, which is the 100 simple on the weekly chart. Square's going lower. Now, if you want to get put shares, that's fine. It's not a negative thing. Again, long term, I love the company. I'm just going to watch it a little bit tomorrow. Fingers crossed it opens at 56.26 and runs up around 58, 58 and a half. I'm going to buy back the put sale, take the loss on it, and then I'm going to load up on puts. Load up on puts. This was the day trade that I placed today. I want everyone to know I did get 3 cents away from getting stopped out on this trade. So before you say, oh, Newsom, that was a great trade, it sucked for the first 30 minutes. The entry was on a 3-minute chart. Here's a 3-minute chart. And once this candle came in right here, I set up the trade, and then I put my stop above the high of the day at 60.08. And then when these candles came in, I moved my stop down when this candle came in because I was already thinking, you know what, I'm probably going to exit all of my swing trades anyway. This was about the time I was doing it. So I was locking in profits. I was like, you know what, worst case scenario, if I lose on target and I lose on Square, I'll be down 2 hours on the day between those, but I'll be profitable between my swing trades and my day trades. This is where some people went bullish, trapped some of the bullish traders with this little double bottom right here. And then once this candle came in at 9:18 Central, that was it. Game on. Once it broke there, I just turned it off for an hour. Turned the screen, did something else, didn't come back to it until 10:18. And that was the exit at 2.3 Rs. Could have held for more. Neil Osborne got 4.8 Rs on Square alone today. This was the gap to play. It was one I've been looking forward to all week long, and it happened. So my hope and plan tomorrow is we get some type of retest, something like this. I'm most likely going to be buying these put sales back tomorrow unless the rally is really, really strong, and I think it's going to close above 60. And then I'm going to buy some more puts on Square because it's going lower. Next on the list is Micron, and I am unhedged on Micron right now, and I don't like it. So all the protective puts, I'm out of all of those, and I got a little bit of a gain on some protective puts. The covered call is going to expire worthless tomorrow for 30 cents. So I'm technically going to make almost $0.25 of an R on that. But with MU, I mean, I'm just hoping it bounces. These 2 green lines I have drawn on the screen, these were the pre-market support. So here's your pre-market support. If I turn the extended hours on, here's the extended hours. So I'm just hoping that MU bounces a little bit. We do have a triangle. So what I'm going to do is the next time MU comes into the top of this triangle, I'm going to buy 1 protective put, literally 1, just in case it rolls over. And then my plan is to hopefully hold through a little bit more of a retest as MU trades back up into like 34, 35. And then when that happens, buy a whole heap ton of puts because at this point, Micron's going to go to the 200 simple on a weekly chart. It's only a matter of time, and probably it's going to break that 200 simple just like it did back here in 2015, and we're going to have to hold through more pain. I know there's a lot of people in Micron on a longer term scale, and if you are, sorry, but this is one that, the PE ratio is amazing. If I have to hold 3 years for these shares to go to 80, I will, but I will buy a little bit more at 28.96, and I'm going to use the covered call premiums and the protective put money to potentially buy a little bit more shares when you get to some bottoms. Slowly dollar cost average in, maybe try to build a position of 1,000 shares on Micron. And I doubt that'll happen, but that's kind of like best case scenario. right now at 300, and we'll just have to see. So that's really MU. I'll probably, at the 200 simple, I'll probably buy 20 or 30 more shares, and then it'll trade sideways for a week or two, maybe do like a weekly covered call. That expires worth, let's buy another 5, 6 shares and just try to build a position and see how long it can happen. But if it can get all the way down, down here to 20, then I'll probably see if I can take some cash and buy a few more shares. Because again, the PE ratio is fantastic. They do make money. And that's my overall thoughts on Micron. Tomorrow, heartbreaking as it is, folks, is the last day for real life trading until 2019. 2-week vacation. We do it every year. Good time off with your friends, the family. The market's closed anyway a lot of the days next week. So happy holidays to everyone, however you celebrate, or if you don't, totally fine. Just make sure to spend time with people that you love, doing things that you love and enjoy, and have a blast. What do you want to look at tomorrow? We'll look at anything and everything, whatever you want. Diego says, thank you for the good company during the year. Of course, my pleasure. It is amazing how quickly that year has transpired and all of the things that have happened throughout the year. That's been wonderful to reflect on. Goldman Sachs on the list, JP Morgan. Let's look at Facebook, NVIDIA, Boeing. We'll throw Nike on this list. Square, absolutely. All right, team. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Ricky says, this year has given me the best memories. Man, yes, it has. Such amazing times. So many wonderful things coming down the road, my friends. It's going to be legendary. The new way to spell legendary, by the way. L-E. This is how I spell it now and everything. L-E-J-A-N-D-A-R-Y. It's too cool not to point out. All right, folks, you rock. I'm going to see you later. And until next time, love life and micro trade. Bye.